Hi everyone, thanks for listening this message. In recent times, we got messages that do we have any program, any course where we can go enroll and we will be very much eligible for the job market. What does it means that if you go and check the IT portals, you can see that you have different course packages for CCNA, then CCNP, then firewall, then cloud, then automation, etc. Right? So what we have done that we created one program for those engineers who want everything at one place and they are new to the market, or maybe they want to enhance their skill set. So we created such program, Joint. Joint is something like job-oriented internetworking training. Now, in this program, you can see that we have added CCNA routing switching, cloud virtualization part of VMware, CCNA or associate level wireless knowledge, Cisco Meraki, Google Cloud associate level knowledge, not entire course, but how much you need to get clear in your interview or when you are working on this cloud environment, you are not new to that cloud environment. Then Python, then routing switching, ASA firewall, and then we are adding firepower as well. So not only ASA firewall, but next generation firewall. Then we are going to add Cisco SD-WAN, Cisco DNA, etc. Like what we want that we want to make this course as a complete package course in terms that once you go and complete these areas, you write, you can write in your profile in your CV that you know these technologies. And apart from that, not only this course, once you go and use the Joint 9, that's the code here. And if you apply, you will get maximum 85, 86% discount on this course. So not only that we are offering the discount coupon, but apart from that, we are giving the lab, EVNG lab. So whoever will go and join this particular course, they will go and get the EVNG lab as well. So they can practice routing switching, right? So what you need a solid foundation, solid course where you can gain the technology knowledge. Then you need the lab environment where you can go and do hands-on practice. And then you can go and add these areas in your profile and go for interviews and all, right? So on other word, in simple words, I can tell this thing that if you go to Udemy or YouTube, I have so many different courses I created just to obviously earn money. So many courses I have, but this is the only course I created actually for the IT professionals, actually for you, where I want that you can go and get the job. That's why I have added whatever I have 15, 16 years of training experience. I have added all the best things from there in terms of that, that you gain knowledge, whatever gray areas you have. Someone knows networking, don't know automation and cloud. Someone knows networking, they don't know firewalling technology, security areas. So that means that you can go enroll this course, gain the knowledge on those areas that you don't know. Or suppose if you have only 1 or 2 years of experience, then you can start this journey, complete the entire course within 5 to 6 months or maybe 3 months, and then add these things within your CV profile and get the job. So this is something like job oriented or career oriented training that is going to help you to get the job and right knowledge to showcase in your profile. All right. Thanks for watching this video. Good job. So you have completed DC core, all the sections, and parallelly we have completed our DCSEI as well. That means that you are going good. Most of the things you have completed, approx 50% of the zero to hero course you have completed. Now, as I promised that we have this NDFC guide, NDFC course as well. So now you will get this NDFC course. Here you have total 21 videos, and this NDFC is not a new thing. Actually, what Cisco has done, Cisco has renamed their DCNM to NDFC. So earlier in DC Core, you have seen that dashboard related to DCNM. With DCNM, you can go and do the configuration for classical or maybe non-classical data center. Both you can configure, right? And that's why what I have done here is that I have added the guide related to classical data center configuration, and I have added the guide related to multi-site data center configuration as well. This is going to be very interesting, informative training series for you, the NDFC. Such type of training videos are hard to get in other platforms as well. So you can go and complete this particular 21 videos, complete your NDFC. You can write in your profile, you know DC Core, you know NDFC, you know VXLAN EVPN, you know ACI 6 Treasure, all those things you can mention in your profile. So your profile will be very good um, with compared to others. All right, so please continue and complete this NDFC course, and then we will move to the next section, that will be NSXT. Hello everyone, thanks for joining a complete NDFC guide course. In this video course, first of all, I will go and explain you that what is Cisco NDFC, and after that we have follow-up videos, lab training videos. In lab number 1, I will go and configure the classical data center via NDFC, and then you will see that how you can go and do the DCI, data center interconnect with NDFC. We'll see that with NDFC, how easily we can go and configure either it's a classical data center or it's a VXLAN based data center or it's a multi-site data center. Everything you can go and with few clicks, you can go and manage this. Once again, thanks for your enrollment, and you will learn new things in this particular course. All right, so what we will achieve with NDFC? NDFC is Cisco Nexus Dashboard Fabric Controller. With this controller, we can go and do the configuration related to different landscapes, related to different areas, either it's even in the campus, branch, data center, and other thing. The point here is this, that isn't Cisco ACI we have that we can utilize and configure our data center? The answer is yes. With Cisco ACI, also you can go and manage your data center, but with Cisco ACI, you should have leaf and spine infrastructure, and that is very much suited for higher scale data centers. That is very much suited for different type of very commercial data centers like bank or railways, etc. Right? Now, when we are talking about mixed environment, when you are talking about enterprise type of data center or maybe a smaller scale data centers, in that you may have uh, you may have the classical LAN, you may have enhanced LAN, you may have data center, you may have multi-site data centers. Means your requirement, as per your requirement, you don't want to go within ACI, and we know that ACI is little bit complex to manage, and you need a certain high degree of a skill set to manage the ACI. But in other hand, you have some sort of fabric controller that can manage your fabric and non-fabric devices. That means that it will go and help you in both greenfield and brownfield environment. So if you go and check the lab, here you can see in the diagram that with NDFC, you can go and do the greenfield deployment, you can do the brownfield deployment both. Right. Apart from that, there are other nice features we have, such as we can go and do the automation. We have full visibility, we have manageability, we have ease of access and control the data centers. So many nice features we have with Nexus Dashboard Fabric Controller. The earlier version was actually DCNM, Data Center Network Management, that now Cisco has rebranded it. They have done some modification within the dashboard and others, and now it is Fabric Controller, Nexus Dashboard Fabric Controller. where you can go and easily do the automation. You can go and easily, actually it will go and suit different type of use cases. So here you can see that we can go and configure the data center. In our lab, you will see that we'll go and configure the data center, actually the classical DC. In our example, you will see that we'll go and do this VXLAN EVPN multi-site. So this also there in the lab. Apart from that, you can go and configure the classical enhanced classical LAN. You can create the BGP fabric. Means use cases are huge, and you know Cisco that once they start any product, then they will go and start adding new features in this. So at the moment, the product itself is robust. It can go and support many things. Like within few clicks, you will see in the lab that within few clicks, few configuration, we will go and configure the devices. Now you can see here that the support list chart, that it will go and support the data center VXLAN EVPN, enhanced classical LAN, where you have the LAN deploy. Suppose if you are deploying the LAN with the Nexus operating system, then it will go and support. Campus VXLAN EVPN support is there. It will go and support BGP fabric. You can see that VXLAN EVPN family, it is supporting flexible network, flexible group, classical LAN. It will go and support the classical LAN with the Nexus switches. It can do the monitoring. Multi-site, we have this lab. So multi-site lab we have, you'll understand about that. Multi-site interconnector connection and external connectivity. So all these nice blueprint we have supported within the NDFC. Now, as I told you that not only you can go and do the configuration, but there are certain other things also you can do. So what are the things you can do here? You have the NDFC as a single point of management plane or management plane, single fabric from where you are managing everything. You can go and optimize both the large deployments and traditional deployment. That's the key feature I told you earlier. We have rollback access, that is granular rollback access we can do. We can go and do the operational tasks such as image management, RMA, device replacement, etc. Then a scale within the across data center area. It has the scalability, and you can go and manage the non-Nexus platforms as well. Not only the Nexus platform, but you can go and manage the non-Nexus platform. What devices you can manage here? Let me quickly show you the chart. So here you will see the chart that you can go and manage the Nexus environment that is there in the lab. You will see that how we can go and do the configuration, but you can go and manage the non-Nexus devices such as ASR 9000 NCS, means iOS XR based devices as well. And while you are doing such type of mixed deployment, in that case, you have to go and choose the operating systems, how you are choosing it and managing it. Right. So you can see that now you can understand the usability of the NDFC, that not only the Nexus devices, non-Nexus devices, not only the data center was the existing data center, but it can support the greenfield, brownfield, both environment. Means its capability is more, and the way you can learn this NDFC and use it, this is actually very easy than any other platform that you will see in the market. All right, so let's stop here. All right, let's continue the discussion. So we are discussing about the use cases and features that NDFC will provide us. In the lab section, you will understand the visibility and overall things that we can go and perform. So once you log in, you will see in the lab in the upcoming videos that once you log in, you can go and check the fabric health, switch health, inventory rows, existing alarm, switch inventory alarm, versions, switch configuration status, programmable reports. Like, you know, in single dashboard, it is actually very well organized, and you will not see so many different type of data center management platform which is this much organized and simplified. It is very easy to use. It's very much simplified. And not only that, we can go and deploy the devices. We can go and check the compute visibility as well. So that means that you can go and do the VMM integration as well. You can see here we have this virtual manager where you can go and integrate with the VMM, and in that case you can go and check the compute visibility. So you can see that which ESXi you are integrating. VMM integration is there. That's one of the feature actually we want within the data center environment. So that visibility is there. You can see the VMM visibility is there. You can check the V switch, D switch, all this information, the VNIC and PNIC and all those things you can see. Then we have the endpoint locator visualizer that is there in the Cisco ACI as well. This feature is something that you can go and track the endpoint availability, connectivity, EP per detail. Not that much complex like we have in ACI, but it's nice and easy to go use and utilize. Now, once you go and create the fabrics within the fabric, you can go and check the operation. So here you can see the operation, and once you click the configuration, if you see everything is green, that means it is good. And not only you can see the devices, but you can see the connectivity within the devices as well. If you create the VPC, you can see the VPC circles, port channels, and all those things it will show you. So it has very nice topology view that you can go and view. Even if you have the routers on the top, core routers on the top, those things also you can see. Now you can see that switch performance metrics. It will give you a real-time switch health performance monitoring, programmable reports, LAN and SAN fabric monitoring. That's the key, right? Not only the local area network, but a storage area network fabric monitoring is also there. It is supporting both the Nexus and non-Nexus devices as well. So here you can see the summary that you have. You can go and monitor the device's enhanced topology view, compute and endpoint visibility, VXLAN support with NDFC, obtain the inventory health resources, end-to-end visibility, and it can go and integrate with NDI for day two operation. Means it has the Nexus dashboard integration as well with day two operations monitoring. It's actually good, and even if you go and integrate with some third-party tools also, some Cisco tools also, that will be nice. So how we can go and do the deployment means this is again the NDFC cluster, and you can check the data sheet that once you are deploying NDFC over VM, you need the cluster, how you can go and create the cluster and all. So those data sheet you can easily get from Cisco website. There you can go and check more about that. So in the lab, what we are going to cover in the lab, you can see that we have two scenarios. We have classical DC via NDFC where we will go and do the VPC configuration, HSRP configuration, OSPF configuration, and then we'll go and do the end-to-end ping reachability test via ping and all. Then you have multi-site configuration where how you can go and um, configure the VXLAN, EVP, and multi-site deployment. With these two labs, you will understand almost each and everything within the NDFC. So in the lab section, you will come to know that we'll go to the LAN, we'll create the fabric. Once we create the fabric, likewise, we'll go and add the switches, set the roles, and you can see in our lab also, we'll go and create the greenfield and brownfield deployment. All these things, all these steps that you are seeing here in the dashboard, it will be well covered within the lab section. So in the lab section, you will see that I'm going to cover all these areas that you are seeing here in the PPT, that add the switch, set the device role, do the deployment. If any configuration update is there, you can go and do the configuration update, creating the VPC, creating the HSRP, pushing the configuration, check the side-by-side configuration, single configuration. Each and everything will be covered in the upcoming lab sections. So why waste our time? Let's go and start the lab. So what we want to do in this particular video, that we want to do the data center fabric deployment via NDFC, and then we'll go and add the switches here. Now you can see that this is a classical data center example where you have the spine switches connected to the leaf. Now here in this leaf and spine, we don't have VXLAN fabric. We are going to use VPC, OSPF, HSRP means those type of data center capabilities or feature that maybe you will see these capabilities in little bit older or classical data center designs, right? Now, why we are doing this? Because NDFC can support your classical data center and NDFC can support your VXLAN or the latest model of leaf spine data center as well. So in this case, we'll go and learn that how with help of NDFC, we can go and create the data center fabric, and then that data center fabric, once it is created, we'll go and discover the devices, and then we'll go and run all these features like VPC, HSRP, OSPF, all those capability and configuration from single pane of glass from the NDFC. So this is NDFC controller. So let's do that. Let me quickly go and log into NDFC, and then we'll go and discover these devices one by one, and then we'll add these devices into the fabric. So let's go there. Here we are. Let's log in here. So first time when you log into the NDFC, then you'll get this type of message. Just ignore this message. And then let me close this, because what we want to do, first of all, we want to go and create the fabric. So let's go to admin console. Once you are in the admin console, we can go to the services. Okay, let me go and enable this. So now we can go to this LAN fabric, and within this LAN fabric, I'll go and give this fabric name. So let's go and give the name as a classical DC fabric, right? And then we'll go and choose the template. Now, because in our fabric, we have Nexus switches and routers as well. So that's why we can go and we have to actually use external fabric template for support of Nexus and non-Nexus devices. So that's why we are using this external fabric. And once you are here, our BGP AS number is 65001. We are not monitoring the fabric. That's okay. Then you can see that we have advanced option where we can go and give so much of information. Then we have this configuration backup. If you want, you can take hourly backup, click save. So now you will see that our fabric got created. And next thing is this, that in this fabric, we will go and discover the devices. We'll add the devices. So here we have the classical DC fabric. And then you can go to the switches. Now you can see nice dashboard is there, where you can see the overview, switches, link, interface, policies, all these features we are going to use. So we are going to use the interface tab. We are going to use policy tab. Later on in OSPF section, we are going to use the uh, virtual infra if you want to integrate with VMware hypervisors, and you can see Kubernetes and OpenStack is also supported. So let's go here to the switches. Once you are in the switches, you can go and add the switches. Now, once you are adding the switches, type of operating system Nexus OS, you need to go and give the management IP. So let's give the management IP of one of the switch. That is one of the leaf switch 101, 102, 201, 202, like that. We have the management IP, and then give the username and the password. So in that case, it will start contacting that device NDFC, and then it will discover those devices. Once those devices will get discovered, then we will go and add those devices into the fabric. So now you can see that we have leaf, spine, and we can click add here. So now the addition is in progress. Likewise, I will go and search the routers as well. We have the CSR router, which operating system is iOS XE. So once it will fully discovered and join the fabric, I will go and add the iOS XE based devices as well. So we'll wait till this completion. Even you can close this page also, because behind the scene, the work is in progress. So now if you click add switches, it will throw error because already switches are added. So I can close this and now you can see they are added. Now next we can go and add the CSR devices. So whose seed IP is 4.51 and 52. So 51 and 52, and operating system is iOS Xe, CSR, and the username and password we can go and give. So now we'll go and discover the CSR devices. Now we are discovering it. Discover is in progress. And then you will see here that we can add this as well. Now, once we have this leaf spine and the routers discovered, then we have to go and assign the roles for these devices. So leaf role will be leaf, but these spines that we have, you can select these spines and you can go here on the action tab. You can go and click set role. And then this role I want to set as an aggregator for the core routers. Now you can see this warning. What does it mean? I'll explain you in a while. So just click OK. Now we'll go to this CSR routers, and for these CSR routers also, we'll go and set the role. Role will be core router. Select. So now what is happening that the Fabric is contacting these routers, and Fabric will go and push some of the configuration related to some of the changes that Fabric wants to do in the router. What are those changes? You will understand if you go to action, and then you can see this recalculate and deploy. So now the Fabric is recalculating the configurations that it wants to push to those devices, because these devices wants to join the NDFC Fabric, right? And what lines of configuration it will push. So NDFC is intelligent enough that it will tell you that these lines of configuration that I want to push to make these devices in sync in terms of configuration. So it will take maybe 1 to 2 minutes, but it will go and generate. So now you can see that few of the devices are out of sync because of these pending configurations. So if you go and click those pending configuration, it is telling that see 498 is the SNMP server where I want to receive SNMP trap over this particular port number that you want to push. These two lines NDFC wants to push. And if you see this line by line comparison, you will see that this is the line it is pushing to these devices. Now we can click deploy all. So that means that these configuration items, they got pushed, and then you will see everything will be in sync, right? So this way you can see that how quickly we have created the Fabric, discovered the devices, changed the device role, and pushed the deviated configuration. Now, if you want to see the topology, you can go to the topology, you can go to the configuration, you can double click to this place, and now it will generate nice diagram for us. So this is the part one related to discovering the Fabric and adding the, is creating the Fabric and discovering the devices, adding to the Fabric. Let's just stop here. All right, so let's go to NDFC. Here we are, we can go to the Fabric. Let's go to the Fabric. Now we are within the Fabric. Now, if you go and check the diagram, you'll see that we have, so let me highlight here so you understand. So clearly we'll see that we are going to create the dual stack VPC. VPC in between this spine. So in these spine, now you will see that we have VPC domain 200 and we have peer link. This is the peer link, back-to-back link, that having interface E11 and E12. Likewise, we have to go and define the keep alive link as well in between them. So we don't only need that peer link, but you need some sort of management link as well that you have to go and define. So with that particular management link, so in between this, we have to define the peer keep alive link in this, right? Likewise, below in this leaf switch also we have VPC domain 100 where we have the peer link, and then we have to go and define the keep alive link in between them. So first of all, in this video, we'll go and create the VPC in between the spine and in the leaf, and in the upcoming section, we'll go and add the member interfaces. You can see we have good amount of member interfaces. That means from the spine going to the leaf. So from these leaves are the member interfaces of the spine VPC. These leaves are the member interfaces of the spine VPC. Like that, we have to go and do the configurations. So slowly we'll go and build the configuration within the NDFC. So let's go and do it. So here we are inside the NDFC. What you need to do, that for a spine 1, what you want to set? You want to set the VPC peering. So go to action, go to VPC peering, and it will become peer with a spine 2, right? Now, if I scroll down little bit, you can see that by default, no policy is there, but we'll go and check the policy called VPC peer. What is the domain ID? 200, right? So domain ID, we want to put 200. Now, peer 1. So my peer, VPC keep alive local IP. So what is my peer keep alive IP? In this case, we are going to utilize the management interface. So if I go to spine 1, and if you do show run mgmt0 or show run interface mgmt0, so you can see that we have this management VRF whose IP address is 201. So if my IP is 201, so obviously my peer IP will be 202. Like that, we have these IPs here. So I can go here and give the IP. So that is 198.168.4.20. My peer will be 202, right? And peer 2. So peer 1 and peer 2, VPC keep alive local link. Now you can see IP address of the L3 interface of non-default VRF on peer 1. So for my peer, the IP will be myself 201. Later on, we'll go and even we'll see that if it is not correct, we'll change this configuration from CLI as well. So we'll see that. Then what is the port ID I want to choose? So let's give port ID as 20, port channel ID. And then the peer 2 port channel ID. And then the member interfaces we have to go and give. So member interfaces, we know that we have E1/1 and E1/2, right? These are the member interfaces from both the sides. LSCP mode is active. Then you can go and give the description as well. So peer 1, like you can give the description 1222221 like that. I'll leave this at the moment. And then if you have any free form configuration that you want, you can give here. So that's very much okay. Let's click save this. So now we have configuration for the VPC in between spine 1 and 2. Likewise, we'll go and select leaf 1 because in between leaf also we have to go and generate the same sort of configuration. So within leaf 1 and leaf 2, we want to create the VPC peer. Here we can go and give the VPC domain as 100, and again this I can make 102, and this I can make 101. Later on again we'll verify this. the interfaces management, and then we can go and check the keep alive ID. This time we can use 10. And then the member interfaces. Now, member interfaces is tricky because if you see the diagram, you will see that the member interfaces within the diagram is E15 and E16. Sorry, member interfaces for VPC. It's not this member interface. This is okay. The interfaces here also, this is that VPC interfaces, the peer link interfaces. They are 1, 1 and 1, 2. That's right. So let's go back here and peer link, yeah, that's correct. Peer link correct, and the rest of the things are as it is. Let's click save. And now we have this configuration saved, but it is in pending state. So now what we need to do, the same thing, that recalculate the configuration, see that how many lines of configuration it is calculating. So 24 lines of configuration, what are those? So let's see that it will go and enable the feature VPC, then the VPC domain. This is one of the leaf. Then it will go and do the configuration over the over the Ethernet interface as a channel group, and then over the port channel where it is putting the description for us. Whatever place we are not putting the description, the script, the Ndfc is putting description for us, so we can click close. Likewise, you have leaf configuration. Likewise, you have a spine configuration, right? So now configuration push is in progress. Now we can go and log into the device. And if we go, you can see that we are getting some syslog messages related to VPC configuration going on. Show run VPC. Now you can see the VPC configuration. So important thing here is this, that while we are doing the VPC configuration, what is the destination and what is the source? So source and destination is correct. Now if we do show VPC, now peer link is down. It will take some time to sync. Now let's go to leaf 1, show run VPC. Here also we can go and verify the VPC configuration. So destination is 102, and let's make sure show run interface mgmt0, that peer keep alive link. So my address is 198.184.101. That is the source. So that is correct. Likewise, make sure that you have correct configuration. Oops. All the devices. So here also we should go and see the configuration. So see the destination and source, they are swapped. Seems configuration is correct. It will take some time to come this active because maybe the interfaces are still syncing. Configuration is in pushing a state, but you can see the port channel is up. So we can go and check show port channel summary. We can see that E11 and 12, they are up, but still the keep alive thing is having some issue, and that's why this VPC is still showing down. Why? Because there is some reachability issue in between keep alive, but it will come up. It will take some time. If these IPs are correct, then it will 100% show you in the form status. Show VPC here also will do, and you can see here, you can see that now it is alive, it is up, successful, right? And here also you will see after some time, you can see that is alive, up. And so what we have done, that we have done the VPC normal configuration, creating the domain and peer link and peer keep alive. Still, we have to go and do the configuration for the downlink interfaces. Downlink means the member interfaces. So we have to go and configure these interfaces. So these leaf will go and become part of the main VPC that we have over the spine. Okay, so let's stop here. Let's break this video in two parts, and next part we'll go and do the configuration. Let us do rest of the VPC configuration. So now what we want here is this, that our devices, so in between a spine and leaf, you can see that we have member interfaces in this direction. And these member interfaces that we have, where we want to add the port channel group, right? So from a spine perspective, the interfaces are 3 and 4, and from leaf perspective, that interfaces are 5 and 6. Those we want to add. So let's go to the NDFC and add these member interfaces to complete the VPC configuration. So here we are. Let's go here and you can see that we are over the interfaces. If you go to interfaces and if you go to action, you can see we have option create interfaces. Now, while you are creating the interfaces, what interfaces you want to create? We want to create virtual port channel. And for this, spine 2 to a spine 1 first and then leaf to leaf. The ID I can go and give anything. Say I'll go and give 50. The policy here is this, you can see interface VPC trunk host. That is okay. And peer member interface. So we have to go and give the interfaces from a spine perspective, that is 3 and 4. So 3 and 4. So we'll go and give this 3 and 4. The MTU, you can go and use default. Rest all the configuration is very much okay. We can click save. So now we have this spine 2 to a spine 1 configuration. After saving this configuration, here you can see that we have a small button called deploy, because this is something like we are updating the configuration. So in bottom itself, you can see that now once you go and apply the configuration, you are expecting these 21 lines. So it will go and generate these 21 lines to do the VPC configuration for the downlink, the member interfaces actually. So this is in progress. You will see that it is actually in deploying a state. Once this will get deployed, then we will go to the leaf, and the same thing we'll do with the leaf as well. But in the leaf side, you know that interfaces are 1/5 and 1/6. So let me close this and let's go this time. Oops. Over the interfaces, let's go this time to the create interfaces, but this time we will go and use the leaf. So here we are, we'll go and select VPC. The pair is leaf 2 to leaf 1, and ID is like, actually this is local. So I can go and give 60, no problem on that. Then the member interfaces, you should go and give this 5 and 6. Copy paste. Rest the MTU, I'll make this as a default. Click save this. And then click deploy. Now you will see that deployment, so 21 expected lines, deploy the config. Deploy is in progress. Now we can go back to the lab setup that we have. So if you go here and if you go and check show VPC, now you will see extra member interfaces that we have for VPC. Whose IT is 50, port channel is 50, status is down because still it is converging. But after some point of time, you will see that, after some point of time, you will see that it will show you up. At the moment, it is down because the member interfaces are leaf 1 and leaf 2. So if leaf 1 and leaf 2 configuration is pushed successfully, then only it will come up, right? And it is telling that you can go and check show VPC. consistency parameter for VPC 100 or whatever member interfaces we are creating. So 60, right? And VPC will suspend in case of mismatch. So it is generating such type of output for us. We'll wait for some time till this configuration will get synced. Let's go back to Ndfc and see that it has pushed the configuration. Seems the configuration get pushed leaf 1, leaf 2 over the correct interfaces. We can go and examine the interfaces as well. Spine 1 to 2, you can see that we have this policy, and likewise within leaf also you will see over the interfaces 5 and 6, they are in sync, and it should have VPC that is configured and it should come up, right? So we'll give this some time till the configuration gets synced. Otherwise we can go and check the interfaces, the link, everything, that why it is down. So let's wait for a few seconds and let this configuration got synced. So after waiting for some time, you can see that while generating this VPC configuration, we are getting one error. It is telling that your parameters are not matching, and if you go and check the show port channel summary, you will see that the interfaces 1 and 5, they are suspended. Likewise, if you go here and see, the interfaces are suspended, and if you go and see here, the port channel summary, interfaces are down. Wow, it's down. So 3 and 4, those interfaces are down. And E1/3, let's see, they are down. You can see that what mistake we have done in this configuration, that we are not allowing any VLAN to pass. So what we need to do here is this, that let's go to the Ndfc and we can go here and we can click edit. So once you are here, you'll see that the BPD guard, I'll make this first of all false. Shall I go and make BPD guard as on, or okay, no problem, we'll see that's false. And then the let's see that what are the things we are missing here. Enable VPC port channel is right, speed is okay, the speed is okay, peer link is okay, this is okay. So seems that the configuration seems to be okay. If you make this no, is this make, oh, here you can see that allowed VLANs. So if I go and make this all allowed VLANs, oops, instead of none, all. What is happening here? All, okay. And if you go and save this, after saving, we need to deploy it. So let's go and click deploy. And we'll go and check the configuration line items here. So now 20 lines are getting generated. Here you can see that active, allowed is everything. So now I think it is okay. Deploy the config. Likewise, I have to go to the other VPC that we have created, VPC 50. So if I can go and check that, oops, I missed that. Okay, let's go to the interfaces, and I just wanted to search that. Where is that VPC? So no problem. I can go back there. Let me close this. Let me close few of the interfaces. Just let me go and close this. Still it is in deploying a state. So what we'll do that again, we can go to the fabric just to check that where is my VPC ID, that is 60. So interfaces, and likewise if I go and search, I'll never reach there. So what we can do that, yeah, we'll go to interfaces. That also I need to correct, right? So what was that? VPC ID equals 60 that we are creating for the port channel 60, you can see. But I need that VPC, not that VPC ID that we are changing for a spine. We want to change for this also. So is there any way that we can go and simply go and search that name, that interface? Let's see. Let's quickly go and check this first. So if you are here and if you're seeing show VPC, let's see that what exactly I'm explaining here. So port is 50, which is still down because the other side is down. So either ID or port, you can go and search within the NDFC, right? So do one thing, so make this easy, that go and select the device name equals to leaf1. And what this will do now, that with related to leaf1, it will go and give us all those interfaces. So within leaf1, we have these interfaces, long list of interfaces. Right. These interfaces we are searching now. This way, the search is not good, that we are exactly looking for the VPC configuration over the leaf 2 and leaf 1. So why not go and do some other intelligent search from here? Let us search this. So the interface is, what is that? VPC 60. And let's enter. So you will see this. We want to edit this. Let's click edit. And what you want? You want BPD guard. You don't want that. Yeah, so here we should go and give all and all, and then save it and deploy it. So now we are deploying it. So this VPC inconsistency parameter will go out, and these interfaces should be up and running. Deploy the config. Now it is going on in the back. Let's go here to the, first of all, to the spine. What's the status? Is still down, no problem. Here we are. Let's check the port channel. It is still suspended. Now it will take some time to come back. So once this suspended will become unsuspended, you will see that we get the success. So what we can do here is this. Meanwhile, we can go to interface E1/5 and 6 and we can do shut, no shut. And there also we can go to 5 and 6. And this is the way that you can do a little bit of troubleshooting as well. All right, so we are doing good at this point of time. You can go and check the summary. It's still 4 and 5. 3 and 4 is showing down because other side is down. So that's the reason. Now we can wait for a few more seconds and it will be up and running. And now you can see that interfaces are up. So they are up and up. All right, let's stop here. In this section, we'll go and do the HSRP configuration. Now here you can see that we have two VLAN 10 and 20. And the way that we are going to do the HSRP configuration, that will be like this, that for VLAN 10, what we can do, that we can go and make a spine 1 as a primary. So in that case, we'll go and give the HSRP priority higher than a spine 2. So for VLAN 10, we'll go and make let me do like this. So our strategy will be like this, that we will make VLAN 10 spine 1. So we have a spine 1. That priority we will go and give 100. And for VLAN 10 is spine number 2. The priority we will give as 50. So that means that for VLAN 10, spine 1 will become the active and the spine 2 will be the standby. Likewise, we'll go and reverse this. So for a spine number 1 for VLAN 20, we'll make priority as 50. And for VLAN 20, a spine number 2 will make priority as 100. So that means for VLAN 20, a spine 2 will become the active. Right. So rest of the configuration will be very easy and straightforward. We have to go and do this from the NDFC. So let's go to NDFC and do this configuration. Let me go here and clean the drawing. So earlier I may have created these SVIs. So I can go and delete the existing SVI. Any older config that we have, we can go and delete. So let's go to the interfaces, and the interface name is, if I have created SVI 10, so it will come. And if we have interface name, so let's go and check policy another. So let's see here, if we have a spine 1, like that, it's very difficult to search. So let's go to a spine number 1, spine 1, and see that the SVI interface is there or not. So if I scroll up, you can see that we have VLAN 10 and 20. We have that VLAN 10 and 20, and they are in sync with policies and all. And yeah, so we have this SVI interfaces 10 and 20. And if it is there, then I don't want, because I want to create new one. So let's do one by one. How to delete the interface. That is also important to know from NDFC. So I want to delete. Save. Deploy. So let's see the configuration, what it will do. VLAN 10, interface VLAN 10, like that it will go and push. So this deletion, I will go and actually go and do the complete deletion of the configuration from the CLI as well. We can do. So we have this HSRP created earlier. I'll go and remove everything. Show run interface VLAN 10. Show run interface VLAN. Now it is actually deleted from the NDFC, so that's why it is not showing. I can go and do this no VLAN 20, no interface VLAN 20, right? Show run interface VLAN 20 because we have removed. So now it is not showing. That means whatever configuration we have over that interface, that is also gone. So if you go and do show HSRP, it's gone from here. Likewise here also, we can go and remove. We can do from NDFC as well. No VLAN 10, no interface VLAN 10, no VLAN 20, no interface VLAN 20, and then show HSRP. So see, this is not there. Now let's go and create our own. So what you need to do here, you have to go to the interfaces in this place and create the interface. The interface is the SVI. Since earlier I have created this, so we'll get all the drop downs. This is interface VLAN. Select this. Now the interface IP 10.10.10, net mask 24, MTU, leave it. Disable IP redirect, that's okay. Go to HSRP flag and give the HSRP group address. This is actually the VIP IP. Then the group number is 10. Version we want to use version 2. Priority will give 100 because this will be the active one. Save, deploy. So like that, I have to go and create this configuration in a spine number 2 as well, but with less priority. By default, priority is 100. So if you are defining 100 or if you are not giving, it's okay. It will take priority as 100. So now, deployment is going on. Let's go and open this interface config. This deployment is going on. And let's go to the interface one more time. This time we'll create SVI for spine number 2. Let's go here for spine number 2. VLAN tag is 10. Interface policy is interface VLAN. Select this, and now for a spine number 2, this IP is correct. These informations are correct, but priority we want to give 20. Rest everything is okay, right? So you can see that NDFC has filled this. Oh, since it is not deleted. So if we go back here and do this show, where I have posted that in a spine 1 or a spine 2. So we'll see that. So spine number 2, nothing is there. Let's go back. Spine number 2. I think in NDFC. Let's go and see. So that's the thing. I just wanted to show you this thing as well. So if you are, if you are deleting from the CLI, it still seems it is there. So what we will do, we will go to the switch equals to spine 2. And the interfaces, you can see a spine 2 having interface. We go to more, delete.
apply, and deploy the config. So the objects are still there in NDFC, although we have removed from the VLAN, from the CLI, but you can see objects are there, and which is causing some problem. Let's go to this spine. Let's go to interface. Now we are inside the individual dashboard of these spines. We need to delete these objects as well from the NDFC. Like that, you can go and delete this. Running one expected, it is not now, it seems gone. Now let's go to spine number 2. Oops, spine number 2. And go here and delete the object from the spine number 2 as well. Save this and click deploy, and it should get deleted. We'll see, oh, expected line 2, and deploy the config. Now, once it is deleted, then we are there. Go to the interfaces. Let's go and click close this, close this. So we are inside the classical fabric interfaces. And now we can go here and create the interface one more time for the spine number 2 for the VLAN ID 10, and go and select the interface and then the IP. So IP will be this subnet mask 24. Rest things are okay. Go and enable the HSRP flag. This should be this. The group is 10. The version is 2, and the priority is less. That is 50. Enable the prims and then deploy it. Once you deploy it, we'll go and add some 11, 12 lines, 13 lines here. Let's go and deploy it. So now the VLAN 10 part is in progress. Now if you go here and see HSRP, it should go to listening, learning. Those modes are the speakers and all 6 modes of HSRP, and it will become active. Now if you go to spine number 2 and see HSRP, you should see that configuration is in progress, and you can see the primt is 50. Likewise, we have to go and do the configuration for VLAN 20, right? So why not do this quickly? Again, I can go here, create the interface. The interface is SVI interface, the spine 1. This time the ID is 20. Go and select the interface, close this. And then you can go and give the interface IP should be 20. This is, then go to advanced, enable this flag. This is 20, group is 20. Priority, I'll give this less priority. The HSRP mode 2, enable the prim, save and deploy. So I am doing this little bit faster this time because we know that we have to go and follow the same steps that we have followed earlier. So I can minimize these things, and then we can go to interfaces one more time. Create the interface. This time we will create for spine number 2. So go and create the interfaces. Some glitches were there. Let's go to this and let's go to spine number 2. This is 20. Then interface policy. We'll go and select this. Then we'll go here to the IP. That will be .2. The masking. Then we'll go to the advanced, enable the flag. The VIP IP will be the same. Group is 20. The version will be version number 2. Then priority, leave it. By default, it is 100. So that means this will become the active unit. And then save and deploy. So once you do the save and deploy, then you can go here And then if everything is okay, you can see that the configuration will be there, and after a few seconds you will see this is active and this will become the standby. And in other unit you will see, oops, show HSRP, you will see that this will be a standby and this will become the active. All right, so we have completed the HSRP configuration. Let's stop here. Now let's do the OSPF configuration. So in this section on top, you can see that we have certain links that is going from the spine to the router. So these links that you can see, that is the point-to-point link between spine to router, the CSR router on top, we are going to enable the OSPF. So spine 1 ETH1/5 10.10.40.2, we'll see that. I'll go and configure this 10.10.30.0, 10.10.60.0, like that. We have to go and create the OSPF configuration from the NDFC. So let's go to the NDFC. And let me close this open items. Now we are within the NDFC, and from there, how we can go and create the OSPF configuration. Now, to create this, we need certain policy as well. So we need certain policy. We need OSPF policy to be added. So you can see that OSPF policies are not there. Let's go and create the policy. Add policy. Add policy to spine number 1. Okay, let's do the configuration for spine 1 first. And then let's do the OSPF. Let's search this. So first of all, we want to enable the feature within OSPF, feature OSPF. Save this. And then we'll go and add the policy related to baseline configuration of OSPF to this. So what is that? Again, go and search OSPF. You'll find base OSPF. Select that. And now here we can go and give the parameters. So the process ID is 100 for spine 1. The loopback address is 1.1.1. Now, if we scroll down, do we have other things here that I can go and add? No. So let's click save this. Now, if I go to the action, recalculate and deploy, so we can see this lines item that it is asking here, but we have to go and add some more line items as well. So now you can see that I can go and click deploy this. There's no problem on doing this. But you can see that we have to go and add the interfaces, the interface IP router command, and all those things that was not visible, right? So now if you go here and search the base config related to OSPF, we have to go and search in their manner. We can't go and search anything. So policy ID equals, if we go and search OSPF, right, let's see. If we have anything related to that, it's not there, right? So the point here is this, that we want to go and add the OSPF configuration as per the configuration in between the leaf and the CSR. So let's do that. So we have added the feature. Now let's go to the interface. Let's go and search the device equal to spine 1. And once we are inside this spine number 1, then which interface was there where we want to configure it? It was E1/5. So if you go to E1/5, select this, go and click edit, because here we want to add the OSPF configuration. So what is the IP of this particular interface? That will be 10.10.40.2 with cited 24. It's not point-to-point OSPF, but we have /24 as per our diagram. MTU. So MTU, I'll go and give 1500. Then the interface description, and now you can see important part here. Free form config. So here over the interface, I want to add this configuration: IP router OSPF process ID 100 and within the area 0, and then no shutdown. No shutdown. Right? Now we'll click save this and click deploy. So you can see that we have enabled the feature, the router ID, those 4 lines of configuration we have added earlier. Now we are adding these 7 lines of configuration over the interface. Now if you go to spine number 1, and now if you go and see show IP OSPF neighbor, you should see that there is one neighbor that we are forming with the uplink as a CSR router, and we are receiving the routes from 40.1 because my IP address is 40.2, right? So you can see that this way we can go and create the OSPF features over the spine number 1. Now let's do and add this policy for spine number 2 as well, because in a spine number 2 we have 2 uplink. So we'll go to spine number 1. First of all, the global configuration. So the global configuration, will go and check OSPF. First of all, go and add the feature OSPF. Right, save it. And then again, you can go spine 2, select, this time base OSPF, select the OSPF process ID, loopback is 2.2.2.2. Save this. So now OSPF will be globally enabled. We can go to action, recalculate and deploy. Is going on. Now we have to go to the interface of a spine 2, and we have 2 interface, E1/5 and E1/6. Both the interfaces we will go and enable the OSPF. So let's go back to the interfaces. We'll search with the interface Ethernet. You can search with the device or you can search with the name as well. It's up to us. So we'll go and check the spine number 2, interface 1.5. Let's go here and edit this interface because we have to go and add the configuration as well. So the interface IP 1/5 IP is 10.10.6.2 as per the diagram that we have. This MTU, I'll go and give 1500, and then the command. What is the command? IP router OSPF, process ID 100, area is 0, no shut. Even I can copy this. So over the interface 1/6, it will be useful. Now let's go and deploy this. So now it is calculating the number of configuration. If you want, you can see that configuration. This is the configuration going to push over 1/5. Now this is in progress. Likewise, we can go and search one more interface. This time, oops. This time the interface will be E1/6. So the interface equal to Ethernet 1/6 for spine number 2. So spine number 2, 1/6, and let's go to the action, click edit, select the policy for the interface is routed host. That means no switch port and other configuration. And this IP is actually 10.10.30.2. So 30.2 subnet mask 24. MTU we can go and give 1500. And then free from config that I copied, I can paste here and then save this. Click deploy. And then it will go and deploy the config. Now let's go back to the spine number 2. And once we are here, we can go and check show IP OSPF neighbor. It should have 2 neighbors. You can see it has 2 neighbors. And then we can go and check show IP route OSPF 100. Now you can see that receiving route from OSPF, that is 20, 40, and 50. So receiving routes 20, even 50 also it is receiving. That is outer host that we have. So 50, 20, and it is receiving 40 as well. This route as well in a spine number 2. All right, so this way we can go and do the OSPF configuration. Okay, so our lab is fully set. OSPF is running, VPC is there, HSRP is running. We have configured the interfaces, protocols, everything. Now in this section, we will go and do the VMM integration. So let's go log in to the Ndfc and do the VMM integration. Now once we are here, you can see that we have the VM virtual manager, where we can go and click this virtual infrastructure manager. And here you can see that in the action, we can go and add the instance. So let's go and add the instance. We have option to add vCenter, Kubernetes cluster, OpenStack cluster. We want to add the vCenter cluster, and let's give the information related to that. So then it will ask you username and the password. Let's go and give the username and the password, click add. Now, if integration is correct, you will see that we'll get the success message. That means it is added, and after some time, you will see that will become online. So status is discovering. Still, this is discovering, but you will see that now it is okay. Now, if you go back to the topology, now in the topology section, so let's go to the topology. Let's go back here. I just wanted to show you this VMM, how this look like. So let's click to the topology. Let's go back to the parent one. Now here you can see this vCenter. Can click there to vCenter, and then you can see compute one. And if you go and click there, and if you go further inside this, you can see the topology here. So now you can see that spine and leaf connected, and then vCenter, and then you can see the vSwitches, and then server 1 and 2. So we have this logical connectivity shown here. Now what we want. So if we go back to the diagram, you will see that leaf 1 having interface 1/4 is connected here. So we should go and do the configuration here related to this, right? So let's go and do the configuration over the leaf 1 interface for this VMM. Let's go back here. So now what we need to do that we can go to the interfaces, and once we are here in the interface, I can go and search the interface that is Ethernet 1/4. Actually, we are looking for the leaf 1 E1/4 that we want to edit. So let's go and click edit. Now we want to add the interface that should be trunk, because multiple VLANs will pass from there. BPD guard is no, MTU, we can go and make this default speed is okay. Allow trunk, I want to go and allow all the trunk ports. And then here you can see that we have this free form config as well. If it is required in future, we'll do the troubleshooting. If everything will work fine, we'll leave it as it is. But if it is required, we can go and add. So let's click save this. Now save and then deploy. It will recalculate the configurations. I should show you this configuration as well. So let's go to leaf number 1. And here we have leaf 1. While the deployment is going on, let's log into that and see the configuration over the interface 1/4. Oops. Over the interface E1/4. So this is the configuration that is okay. Now what we can do here, that we can go to the server, and from this server, if config, let's see the IP. So the IP address it has 20.20.20, and if we try to ping to 20.20.20.254, you know that this is the gateway over a spine. Let's see the reachability. Is it able to reach to the spine or not? So now you can see that it is able to reach to the gateway, right? And if we go back here, let's see the routing, how it is. So from 20.20.20.20, we are able to go to leaf 1, and then we are able to reach to the gateway. It may be a spine 1 or spine 2 as per who is the HSRP primary. So for this, I think a spine 2 is the primary. So if we go to spine number 2, let's see who is the gateway, active gateway, HSRP gateway that we have configured earlier. So HSRP for group, so group number 20. And here you will see that this is the active one for group number 20, right? So that's good. That's interesting. That's why it should reach here. You can see this is the gateway. So that's okay. We are able to reach to the gateway. Now point here is this, that it will go and reach to, from this gateway, will it go and reach to 10.10.50.10. This is the web host. So let's see from inside if we have a reachability. So let's go and ping 10.10.50.10. That's the outside web host, and see. Now, if it will not reach, that means that from a spine, we have to provide the routing reachability within OSPF to the outside web. So it seems that it is not reachable. Then what we can do here, that we can go to spine number 1 or 2, and then we can go and do this configuration over the VLAN 20. So let's go to the interfaces. We are already in the interfaces. So if I can go and check the interface called VLAN 20. Do we have VLAN 20? Let's see. So interface called VLAN 20. Yes, we have for a spine 1 and a spine 2. So first of all, I'll go and edit this for a spine 2. What I want to do here, that in this config, free form config, I will go and add command IP router OSPF 100 within area 0, right? And then we'll click save this and then deploy. And then deploy the config. You see that what lines it will go and put. So this command we want to put. The rest of the commands are already there. Then, okay, let this get deployed. So it's deploying. Then what I will do, we'll go to spine number. This is a spine 2, right? So we'll go to spine number 1 as well, because there also, if the failure will happen, then it may become the gateway. So here also we can go and add the line IP router OSPF 100 area 0, just to advertise this interface over the OSPF. All right, so deployment is going on. Let's go to the server. Let's see. Now you can see that we have the reachability. At the moment, I have added to one of the spine. So it's a start pinging that, right? And you will see that earlier it was not reachable. Now, after adding this configuration, it is working fine. All right, so successfully we have done the VMM integration. We have configured one of the interface here, and now from this interface we are able to reach to leaf, and from here we will able to reach your spine, and from a spine we are taking any of the path because we know that we have OSPF configured reaching to this particular server. Now, if we go and trace route, we can see the exact path that how it is taking to reach to that particular server. So if I do trace route 10.10.50.10, you'll see that how it is going. So it is going to 20, 30, and then 50. So it is going to the gateway first, then it is going to 30, like this link in between, and then it is going to this, like this path it is using, right? So if I have to draw the path, I can go and draw the path, how it is going. So it is going like reaching to the gateway. Once it reaches there, then going in this direction, and then this. So this path it is using. All right, so we have done this configuration. Let's stop here. Great, you have completed section 1 and section 2. Let's start section number 3, where we have multi-site configuration with help of Cisco Ndfc controller. So let's continue and understand how we can achieve this task. You can see the lab topology. We have site 1 and site 2. And in this sites, what we want to do, so this is site 1, and we have site 2, that site 1, we are going to do the greenfield deployment, and site 2 will go and do the brownfield deployment. So we'll start with site number 2, and then we'll go and do the greenfield deployment for site number 1. And we are going to use NDFC to do all this multi-site communication. So we have site 1 where you can see that leaf spine border gateway connected to DC I router, and then the other site we have border gateways, spine, and 2 leaves, leaf 2 and leaf 3, and then the host. Right. So from NDFC we are going to do the configuration. So now what we can do, we can go and log into NDFC. So let's go and log into NDFC. And before that, if you want to see that what basic configuration we have to site number 2, so let's go here. And site 2, we have a spine. 1, 2, 3, okay. We can go and check the configuration here. You can see the configuration related to NV EVPN because we have full-fledged configuration here. You can see the IP addresses over the interface going to border gateway 2, going to leaf 2 and leaf 3, and these are the IP addresses. These are the IP addresses used. And then one is going towards the gateway number 2. As per the topology that we have, we can go and verify here. So you can see that from a spine, what IP address is configured. And later on in the next video, I'll go and put the IP addresses as well. So we have the full visibility that which IP addresses are configured over these interfaces between a spine and leaf and a spine and the gateways. And these underlay protocol is OSPF and overlay is BGP. So let's go back here and continue, check the configuration. So likewise, if you go and verify, you will see that below after the interfaces, we have loopbacks. So here you can see that loopback 0, loopback for multicast. So we have 2 loopbacks. And then you can see that we have OSPF and BGP full configuration within BGP. You can see that we have BGP within AS65002, right? Update source loopback 0, address family L2 VPN, and then we have neighbor. So neighbor we have 2202 and 2203, and then we have this configuration. Why we have this configuration? Because if you go here to leaf number 2, and if you go and check the BGP configuration, so here you can see that its router ID is this, and then it has L2 VPN configuration. We have VRF configuration like normal EVPN VXLAN configuration that we are doing. All those configuration we have. And now if you go and check show IPVGP summary, all summary, right? So you can see that you have peering with 2 leaf. And if you go and check the border gateway, so over border gateway also, you'll find that you have BGP configuration. So we have 3 neighbor relationship. We have neighbor relationship with the 2 leaf, and we have neighbor relationship with the leaf 1, leaf 2 and leaf 3. So we have this baseline configuration. Even if you go and if you want to check show IP OSPF neighbor, you can see the OSPF neighbor relationship as well. And leaf 3 as well. We can go and check the OSPF configuration. So OSPF is there in loopback 0, loopback 1, and then we can go and check the neighbor, right? So likewise, we have the configuration here, normal brownfield deployment we have. Now what we want to do, that will go log into NDFC, and from NDFC we'll go and do the rest of the configuration. If you want to see the NVE configuration also, so you can go and check NVE peers, you can go and check NVE VNI, you can go and check show BGP L2 VPN, EVPN, summary, or if you want to see the EVPN routes. So here you can see that we have the type 5 routes, right? So these things also we can go and have a look on these configured infrastructure. So what we can do now, that let's just stop here. And in next section, I will go and log into NDFC. And from NDFC, we'll go and prepare the site number 2. Let's just stop here. In this recording, we'll log into NDFC and we'll go and create the fabric. Meanwhile, you can see within site 2, where we want to do the brownfield deployment, I have uploaded the IP addresses. So you can see the point-to-point IP addresses having range 20.4, 0, 1, 2, 5, 6, and 9 and 10. In this point-to-point link, we are running OSPF, and the overlay protocol will be BGP EVPN. So let's go to the NDFC. You log into first time, then click get started. I don't want to use this. You can go to admin console. Within admin console, we can go and check the services. Now we have these services. NDFC Fabric Controller to manage the LAN, SAN. Now once we are there, then we can go and click open, and then we can go to the LAN and Fabric. And what we want actually, that we want to create one new fabric. So I can go and click to this action tab, and I want to create the fabric. Let's go and give the name for the fabric. This is VXLAN, EVPN, brown field for site number 2, right? Because we want to create for site number 2. Now, once we are here, then we have this option to choose the template. I will go and use, you can see multiple options are there. We'll go and use Easy Fabric. This is fabric template for VXLAN EVPN deployment for Nexus 9K and 3K switches. Let's go there and click select. And now within Easy Fabric, you can see that now it is uploading. It is asking about the ASN number. We know that our BGP ASN number is 65002. The rest of the things you can see it is automatically populated. This is point-to-point /30. That is okay. OSPF, number of router vectors 2. If I scroll a little bit down, you can see this gateway MAC address as well, 2020.0.0.0 like that. So most of the things you will see that it is uploading automatically, and then you will see that we have multiple options here. So within general parameters, these are the parameters. Then we have replication for multicast, configuration, VPC, protocol. They have protocol. You can see that we are running OSPF. Loopback ID is 0. VTEP loopback ID is 1. So 0 and 1. Then we have the protocol tag is underlay that you may have seen there in the configuration for OSPF. We can go to advanced. Once you go here to the advanced, here also you can see that the VRF templates, the site ID, config profile, good amount of information that is pre-populated. Then we can go to the resource tab, and within the resource tab, what we need to do that the addresses, since we are inside site number 2, so site number 2 having addresses, the loopback address range is 22. That we can go and verify from the diagram. So here you can see that loopback addresses is starting 22, 22.0, 22.01, 22.03, 22.02 like that. Like that we have the addresses, and then instead of 1, so the VTEP address is 23, and then the route RP underlay RP loopback address as a rendezvous point is 20.254.254, and then the underlay subnet is obviously 20.400. Like that, we have to go and fill all those information. Then if I scroll down, let's just scroll a little bit below. Then you will see that the VRF light subnet IP range. So this is also, instead of 10, we should go and make this 20.3, right? Like that, we have to go and add these information. So we are very much good here. Now let's go on the top and let's see the configuration backup and what you want. In that you want hourly fabric backup or schedule backup, etc. Now once we have all this information, then we can go and click save. That means that now we are creating one fabric that whose name is VXLAN EVPN Brownfield Site 2. Now once this fabric will get created, next step is this, that will go and add the switches within this. You can see it is showing healthy. So let's just stop here, and in next section we'll go and add the switches and we'll proceed from here. In this recording, we'll go and add the switches within the fabric that we have created, and then we'll assign the roles to those fabric switches. So let's quickly go there to the Ndfc and let's add the switches within the fabric. So we have our fabric. Now, if you go there to the fabric, you can see that we have fabric which is healthy, but there is no switches and all those things. Let's go here to the switches. We can click to the action. We can add the switches. Now, what you can do here, you can go and give the seed IP as per the diagram, and we can go and give the username and the password. When with this particular seed IP, it will go and discover all the connected devices that it has. So let's see, the discovery is in progress. Now, once you discover the device, then we can select the device, and then we can go and assign the role for these devices. So first of all, let's go and add the switches. Now I can see that this is in progress. In progress. It's taking some time. I just wanted to add these switches, and once these will get added, then we'll go and assign the roles. So we have a role related to the border gateway. We have a role related to a spine. We have a role related to leaf. So now you can see everything is green. So I can go and click close. Now you can see it is here. I can select this device. On top we have action, and we can go and set the role. What is this? So this is border gateway, right? You can see different tools: border spine, border gateway spine, super spine, and all those. So this is my border gateway. Select. And now once you select this, it is telling that recalculate and deploy. Okay. Then we can go and select the leaf, set the role. This is leaf current, yeah. This role is already leaf, right? But you can see that the spine is having role of leaf. That should be changed. Set the role for the spine, and you can see that I can go and select. And again, it will ask for a recalculate and deploy in the fabric. So we can do like this. Now you can see that all those devices having proper role, right? So border gateway, leaf, and a spine, and which is very much correct. Now for any of the device, if I can go and select here, you can see that we have option called you can see the preview, the deploy, the set rule, the VPC pairing, etc. And the more option as well. There are so many good amount of rules we have with this switch, add and delete and everything. So we are doing, but it's showing the operational status having minor error. That's why it is showing a little bit yellow. But so far, this is the way that we followed, that we can go and discover the switches, add the switches, discover switches within the fabric. If you can see, we are in the fabric called VXLAN EVPN Brownfield Site 2. And then we are deploying the configuration as well. So far, we are good. There is no problem with this. Now, if I want to check more about this, I can go and click and you can see the information, CPU, memory, and all those information. Even I can go and open the individual dashboard for this particular switch. And now you can see the hardware, the link, you can see where it is connected, DCI router, which is up, the interfaces, interface group, interfaces, you can see that. This is actually the individual dashboard for that particular device. You can see the policies, you can see the network, VRF, service, event, and all those things. Then I can close this. Even we have this option to minimize this. I can open this, close this. And again, we are back to the main dashboard where we have this fabric. So now you can see that we have total 4 switches. Say they have some minor errors, but that is okay. But this is the way that we can go and do the discovery, and we can go and check this. Now, let me go and select one of the leaf switch. Just wanted to show you that what options we have after selecting it. So you can see that we have preview. You can see that we have deploy option. And if I go and click deploy, so now you will see that it is showing that resync everything, resync all, I can go and resync all. So why not, let's do one thing. Why not, let's go and select all the switches and then click deploy and then resync all. So you can see the pending config, nothing is pending, right? And everything is showing, progress is showing green. So you can see the config preview and the deploy in progress. We can wait here. In this recording, we will deploy this within the fabric. After that, we'll go and do the bulk creation. We'll see that how we can perform these tasks. So let's go to Ndfc. And once we are here within the fabric, on top you can see we have action bar. You can go there and see recalculate and deploy option. That you can recalculate and do the deployment. You can see it is generating the configuration, and not only it will generate the configuration, it will go and push the configuration, right? Should push the configuration. You see so many lines are out of sync, out of sync. You have this deploy option. It's going on. The execution is going on. It is in progress. Let this complete. And you can see executed, executed, executed. Click close. So now you will see that it is completed. Now, in case if it is not completed in the scenarios, you will get some errors and all. In that case, you can go and reboot the switch, save the config like that. Once you reboot the switch, it will take some time, 5 to 6 minutes to come back online, but it should show you the status should be normal. So we can see this is in sync. So configuration status in sync, in sync, in sync, and mode is normal, right? So that's a good thing. That means it got synced. So now we have the leaf spine, two leaf spine and border gateway. They are in sync, right? Let's close this, or maybe we can minimize this. Now we can go through the topology. Oops. And within this topology, it is this much big. You can see this is the fabric name. And oops, you can see the topology, you can see the network and the VRF. So these are the network and the VRF. Let's go back to this topology. So now you can see that is fine connected with the gateway and the leaf that we can see here. Now, next, what we want to do, we can go to the servers. We have our servers somewhere open in empty copy. Server. Site 1 and site, we are in site 2. And server number 2 and server number 2. Let's go to any of the server and try to ping I if okay. As the IP, you can see the IP is 10.10.10.11. So if I go and ping 10.10.11.11. So from one server, I am able to ping to the other server. And if you go and refer the topology that we have, so from this leaf to this leaf, this connectivity is there, right? So the server to server communication is happening. That is good. Now what we can do that we have to go and create the network and the VRFs. So for that, we can go to that Ndfc. Once you're here, let's open this fabric. Once you're in the fabric, you can see that you have this interfaces option. And you can see the interfaces with the group, border gateway and all those, right? Border gateways and leaf and spine. You can see total 534 items are there. So what we want, first of all, we want to select. So I want to select with the device name that contains leaf. That's the filter option we have. And then I want to check the interfaces. So interface that equals Ethernet 1/6. So I want to search with this, right? So if we go and search with this, I want to search the interfaces E1/6Y because those interfaces that we have in leaf 2 and leaf 3. So where is my leaf number 3? And leaf number 2 and leaf number 3. Let's go to open leaf number 2. (1/6). You can see that no switch port, no shutdown. And then (1/6). And if you go to the topology, what interfaces we have connected? We have connected 1/2 here. Okay. So let's go back here and check 1/2. That is configured properly because this is connected with the server port. And if I go to Ndfc, so I'm not seeing anything related to these leaves. Interface 1/6. That means my filter was wrong. And I just wanted to show you some filter option here. So interface equals, I should give like this, Ethernet 1/6, right? And now if we search with this, it is not taking, but the filter is not taking this. So This is the interface I want. And then I want the interface equals this. Okay. And okay. So I need to go and scroll up. Now you can see that we have these interfaces 1/6, 1/6 attach this policy. They are down. They are not connected. So we can go here. I can go to action. Once we are in the action, I can go and click edit. Now you'll see that this page is coming where we have some policy. You can see the no policy selected. I can go and select the policy here. And this policy I want to select interface trunk host. Select. Once you select this, then you will see here the important thing. So now you will see that with this interface we have BPTU guard no, MTU checked, that's a jumbo frame. Then speed is auto, trunk allowed VLANs none, like that. We can go and click save, and enable interface is also there. And then we can go and click deploy. So what will happen over these interfaces, this configuration push will happen, right? Now you'll see that it is in loading state, 3 lines. So it will go and push these 3 lines over this interface. I want to deploy the config. Now the deploy config is happening over the E1/6. Meanwhile, it is happening. Why not? Let's go and check over the interface. So now you will see that switch port mode trunk, allowed VLAN none, spanning tree and jumbo MTU. So earlier configuration was this, with this template configuration is this. So we can see that how easy that we can go and configure the interfaces. We can select the interfaces, we can go and push the configuration. So this is something like we can go and use the template based configuration. Whatever pre-built template we have, you can go and utilize it, right? So we have done the deployment. Already the deployment is there. Now it is showing 5 lines. So now you can see this is these 5 lines. And anyways, this is not connected to anything, so it will show you down, but our agenda is set that we can go and apply it. Right. Now, next what we want to do that I want to show you that we can go and import the VRFs as well. So let's go back here. Let's close this. Even I can minimize as well. So if I minimize this, now you can see that we have this column called import VRF, like VRF. And once we are here, then we can go and do the bulk import for VRF as well. So you can see that we have import and export. At the moment, there is one VRF called my VRF, which is deployed, right? But in the system itself, we have the VRF. So let me go and uncheck this. I can go here. I can click import. And then in this PC itself, we have some VRF. So let's go and check from here. So download section, we have some VRF. You can see this. So VRF CSV file is there. Okay. Now once I'm importing it, you can see that we have some VRF called drink, beer, food, juice, orange, etc. Which VRF ID is this, which got imported, right? So likewise, we can go and import the VRF. Now, next what we can do, we can go to the network. You can see the network here for VRF, network ID. We can go and import the network as well. So just below that VRF, there is one other CSV file that I will show you in a second in the Notepad++. Now you'll see that within this VRF, what IPs they are importing. So you can see that these are the IP addresses that got imported, right, within the within the network section. So what we have done, we have imported the VRF. Then what we have done, that we have imported the network. Next, what we can do, that we can go and click to this attach network. Right, once you are here, then you can go and take the action. Now, before taking the action, what we will do here, that we'll go and select the switch. So switch that contains leaf. Let's search that first of all. So switch that contain leaf, right? In that, I want to take some action, and here I should go and first of all select the network. Right? So I should go and select the network. My network. You can see everything is my network only, but that should be leaf. Switch role should be leaf. So my network 3005 that I'm selecting, right? And once you go there, then you can go to action and then you will see this edit option. So once I go to the action and edit, then you will see that we have option here in this particular leaf too. If I go and click attach and the VLAN, if I go and give just to show you that VLAN number 450 instead of 800, and if I go and attach the interface, and if I go and click save, successfully save the attach for my network this to switch leaf number 2, right? And now the same step will go and repeat. So you see here some changes. First of all, you can see that this is showing in the pending state for the leaf number 2. Same I want to do for leaf number 3 as well. So let's go to network, that is 30005. Again, just to showcase you doing here. So my network 3005, and then action, edit, save this, right? So now you will see that 2 tasks which is showing pending. Now once it is showing pending, then what you can do, you can go to the top, on the top action, and then you can see the deploy config. Even from here itself, I can go and deploy, right? So, okay, no. So you should go and, first of all, let's go and select this and this. And on top, we can go and see recalculate and deploy. Now this deploy config is in progress for leaf number 2 and leaf number 3. Right, it is going on. Deploy all. This is completed. Now, if we go back here and let's check 1/6, you will see that earlier the VLAN was none. Now this allowed VLAN is 450, right? So from NDFC, we are doing these configurations. Line item successfully pushed. We can close this and you can see 3005, 3005. These got deployed to the leaves. All right, so this is the way that I have shown you that you can go and import the VRF, import the network, and then you can select that configuration and go to the action and you can do the deployment. All right, let's stop here. Now we reach up to this point where we know that how we can go and do the deployment, how we can do the bulk network creation and all those steps. Now in this video, I will go and complete the greenfield deployment. And this time, all those tasks that I have done in a small videos within the brownfield deployment, same thing we'll do in this greenfield deployment, but in single video. And you will see that how easy and fast it will be, because now we know all those places where we can go and do the deployment. So let's do this quickly this time. We can go to this LAN and fabric. Once we are in the LAN and fabric, we can go and create new fabric this time. And what will be the fabric name? This time the fabric name is greenfield, right? So greenfield for site number 1. And then here we can go and choose a template, easy fabric, same way that we have done for earlier. And in this, we know that the ASN is 65001 because other side this is 65002. We can go and choose that. Then we can go to the advanced section, where again you should go and give the site ID. Make sure that this is 65001. That is correct. And then we should enable this. So if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see that the VXLAN, the enable T9 DHCP, all those options are enabled, and greenfield cleanup option, we can go and enable this as well, this cleanup, switch cleanup without reload when preserve config is no, that's the variable setting. Like that, we can go and set the parameters. Now we can go to the configuration backup that we have done earlier. We want earlier backup that we have done earlier. Click save. So now we have two fabric, one fabric for DC1 and other fabric for DC2 or greenfield or brownfield. Now we'll go to this greenfield, select this greenfield, because now we want to discover switches within the greenfield deployment. So now we'll go and open this, and within a greenfield, what you want to do. So now you want to discover the switches. So let's go and give the seed IP for the switch, and that is 198.184.101, right? Because this side the IP is 101. The username and the password, and then discover the switches. So now you can see that we have created the fabric. Now we are discovering the switches. Once we'll get discover the switches, then so here you can see leaf 1, spine 1, border gateway. We'll add this. Once we'll go and add this, then we'll go and set the device role one by one, and then we'll do the deployment. So now add switch is in progress. We can wait for a few seconds. Once this is completed, then we'll go and set the device role. So now it is completed. Now I can close this because now we have the switches within the greenfield site 1. I can go here and then we can go and set the role. So this is border. Should be border gateway, right? Not border. So let's go here and set the role. Border gateway, yeah. And leaf is leaf, that's okay. Then a spine. Let's go and set the role as a spine. Yep. So now you can see that we have set the role here, and then on top we can go, we see that we have recalculate and deploy option. So let's go and recalculate and deploy it. Once you do the deployment, you will see that it will go and show you the pending lines of configuration. It is gathering all those information, although it is showing brownfield, but this is the greenfield deployment that we are doing here. So it will show you all lines, item lines configuration, and then we'll go and click deploy to do the deploy. I think this will work. So let's go back to the topology. So here you can see that we have our topology where we have site 1 with this AS. We want to do greenfield. Site 2 with this AS. We have done all the brownfield deployment here. Everything is okay. Then in this section, we'll go, once the deployment will done, we'll go and assign the interface, this E1/2, this server, and the configuration for this interface, this attachment we can go and do. So I will show you that how we can go and search the leaf, and the interface is E1/2, and then we can push the configuration. Let's go back here. It's taking some time because it is happening first time. So it will take some time to do that deployment. We can wait. It's going on fastly now. And once it will complete it, then we'll go and attach the interface configuration to that leaf E1/2, right? So meanwhile, this is in progress. We can wait for a few more seconds. Let me quickly go and pause the recording for 20 seconds. So I'm resuming the recording now. You can see that lines pending configuration, it is showing here. And we can see, okay, traps and all those information. Close. Even you can see we have this side-by-side line comparison, very much that we have in Cisco SD-WAN we manage. If you check that while you're deploying the devices, it is telling side-by-side line comparison. Deploy all is successful. Close it. So now what we have done, that we have done the deployment. Next, what we want to do, we can go to the interface. You can search the interface, right? So I can go and check the device name equals to, what is that, leaf. And then the interface, not administrators, the interface equals Ethernet 1/2, right? So let's see. We should have device, and the device name is not this one. It should be, okay. Anyways, you can see that we are getting device leaf 1. So I want to configure this particular interface. So we can select this E1/2, and then we can click edit, because here we want to attach the template. So what template you want to attach? Interface access host, that's right. The enable port type fast, that is okay. Then enable the, let's just call it, enable the interface, that is okay. So this basic configuration with the template we want to enable here. So let's click save and deploy. It will take some time. Meanwhile, I can go back here to the leaf number 1 from the CLI. Where is leaf number 1? You can see here it is. Let's log in. And check the interface. So port type H, PPDguard, Jammu MTU, that is enabled. And you can see the lines of configuration. So these lines of configuration got pushed, right? Expected config. Oh, this is the expected config. So why it is not pushed? It is in progress. Yeah, deploy. pending config 0, running is this, expected is this. So after doing this deploy config, that is the expected lines, right? And still I can see that leaf one having this configuration. So why it is not pushing this configuration? Let's do one thing. Let's close this one more time, and I can go to leaf one. Let's go to action. Let's go to edit. Policy is the interface access host. Interface access host, that's right. The rest of the config is very much that we are looking for. I don't want to do, okay, access VLAN. What is the access VLAN? Do we have any access VLAN here that we can go and specify, or we'll leave it default? But check mark, this new configuration will come, right? So this is the configuration. UP2 guard. Okay, no. Let's change it and push it. Let's see. Deploy. So now expected config is switch port mode access, this, right? And deploy the config. That's going on. Sometimes maybe some image bug or lab bug. So now you can see that the line is only one line, is spanning to port type edge. And if you go here, it's got deployed, right? So if I close this and this is the configurations and spanning to port type edge and MTU that we have enabled. So I think this is okay. This configuration is okay along with this interface access host. This is pushing the configuration that we are looking for. So BPT guard is on, and we can save this, we can deploy this. Once we do this, you can see it is actually fast. It will go and deploy this configuration, right? So this is correct. It's going good. Now you can see that quickly we have done this fabric creation, adding, discovering the host. And then once we discover, we have done the deployment for all the switches. And then we have put some configuration over one of the interface. So very much we are ready. Now what we can do here, that we can go log into the switch via CLI. So we are already here in the CLI, and then we can check few of the configuration with respect to CLI as well. So if I come here and do show run, you'll see that what happened, that it will go and enable all the necessary features for the fabric, like VN segments and NV overlay, and all those important features on all those important configuration that has been pushed from NDFC, that it should become part of the fabric, right? And few of the configuration we can go and push from the template as well, right? So these things we can see it's actually very easy here. While doing from NDFC, actually it's very fast as well. Now we can go to the topology, and now we have brown field, green field. So we can go to the green field configuration, and We can verify. So let's do all this verification in the upcoming videos. Let's just stop here for this section. So where we reached so far, we have created fabric that is greenfield fabric. We have created fabric that is brownfield fabric. So we have two fabrics, but our main goal is that these two fabrics should go and communicate with the DCI router. We want to create this DCI interconnect. So this DCI interconnect having, let's take the AS here, 65003, right? And then you should go and create one fabric that is for DCI. So both these fabrics should go and communicate with the DCI fabric. So in this video, we are going to create the fabric for the core router. I can see this is our site one, that is the green field. How we can go and reach that? So if you go to the fabric, you can see that we have fabric related to brownfield that we have seen earlier. And if you want to see the topology, obviously you have to go there and you have to go select the site. If you go and double click, you can see this. And if you go to configuration, you can see this screen icon. Anyways, let's go and create one more fabric for the core router. So this is for core router DCI, right? And then we can go and choose the template. So let's go and choose the template. This is actually external fabric, right? Select this. Now it will ask you the ASN number, AS number 65003. That is very much okay. We can click save here. And then we have to go and go inside this, open this. We need to add the devices here. So what device we have? In terms of switches, we can go and add the discover. Let's do the discovery, right? So add switches. That means the seed IP discovery. And this IP is, oh, it is not mentioned here, but management IP is actually 5.198.184.205. That's the management IP for this. Okay, I should go and update in the diagram. So let's go ahead and give the seed IP. This is 4.205, and then the device type and everything is okay. We should go and give the username and the password. Let's discover it. Once we'll go and discover it, we'll go and, oh, something already okay. So where we are, DCI, yeah. So let's go select this, add this switch, and then we have to go and set the role. So we'll go and set the role. This time the role will be core router role, and we'll do the deployment as well. So let's go and add this switch to the fabric. Okay, it's already added. That's great. Let's close this, go back to the fabric, and then we can go here and set the role. That should be core router. Once it is there, then we can go and do the recalculate and deploy, right? That's great. Okay. Okay. I think it is already done. Once we do that selection for the set device role, actually at that time, they are popping up the error that you want to recalculate and deploy. So once you go here and go to action, you're not seeing this because it is deployed. And even also here also you're not seeing this because this is deployed, right? So I don't want to do rediscovery. By mistake, I click this rediscover, but yeah, it is discovered and it is role has been assigned and it is deployed. So this way we have this up and running. Now, if you go back to the topology, now you should see that you have your devices, which is actually fabric, which is connected with the core fabric. And if you go here to the core fabric, DCI router is connected with like this, right? So we have created the fabric. Now we have 3 fabric. Now we'll go and do the configuration for the multi-site in the next section. This particular section is very important, very interesting, because whatever things we have done so far, creating fabric A, fabric B, and fabric C, or site 1, site 2, and the DCI fabric. Now we want to stitch everything within multi-site configuration, right? So in this case, let's go to NDFC, and I'll walk you through slowly what are the steps that we need to do to create the multi-site fabric. So first of all, we should go here and create one more fabric. And this time I'll give the name as a multi-site fabric 1. And then we have to go and choose the template. Now, once you are choosing the template, you will see here that we have MSD fabric, multi-site fabric, multi-site domain fabric. That is the template for VXLAN EVPN multi-site that can contain other VXLAN EVPN fabric with layer 2 and layer 3 overlay extensions. So you have to go and select this. Once you go and select this, then you'll see very interesting parameters that we have to go and put. So you can see the VNI range, the VX layer 3 VXLAN range, the default templates and all. But here we have DCI. In this DCI, we have to go and put the parameters. So now we want to put the multi-site overlay IFC deployment. We can go and give the centralized to router server. Then we have to give the multi-site router server list. So here I can go and give the ID, and then we have to go and give the multi-site BGP ASN list, that is 65003, multi-site underlay IFC auto deployment flag. We can go and enable it, and then we can scroll down. You can see all those other options. Click save. Now once you save this, then we can go within this particular multi-site fabric. Let's go within this, and we need to go and call the child fabrics, right? So here you can see the action tab, move fabric into MSD. Now we have this 2. Now it is moving. Please perform recalculate and deploy in the fabric. Okay. So recalculate and deploy, it is telling to do this first. 25.9. Deploy all. Close. Then this. Again, it will give you this option. Do that. Deploy all. Right. Close. Then again go and action, move to the fabric, last one, core DCI. Deploy, should go and recalculate and deploy. Once we go and do all these steps, then we'll see the hierarchy within the LAN and the fabric. So it's taking some time. We can wait. It is taking a little bit of time. We are here, we can wait for a few more seconds. Out of sync, resync all, resync all. Let everything get synced, right? We close. Now, let me go and close this also. So we are inside the LAN and fabric. Now you can see that within the multi-site domain, we have the childs, right? Now you can go to the multi-site domain and you can go to the network. Network we want to attach. You can see some VLANs will be there. But you can see this is the process that we can follow and create the multi-site domain architecture with the NDFC. Now this is possible from CLI configurations as well, CLI commands as well, but you know that how many steps you need to follow. With automation, with NDFC, it will be easier to do all these configurations, right? Now let's go and check the network that I want to attach. So what I want to do that I want to attach a network for leaf 1 that is AutoNet 3001 VLAN 25. Okay, so I want to go here and I want to do some edit. So let's do some edit. What I want to do here is this, that will go and attach the interface E1/2 for leaf number 1, right? So this is connected with the DCI route. That's okay. The DCI router, even the leaf number 1, E12 is connected with this server. Okay, that's right. Port type is access for this particular leaf. Click save. Why? Because we want to do some testing as well, that the server connected with leaf 1 should go and ping to the server connected with leaf number 2 and leaf 3. So that's why we are doing this, and this is the greenfield deployment within site 1. So we want to do this. Okay, so the basic configuration that we can do in the next video, because I don't want to make this little bit lengthier. What we have done here is this, that created the multi-site domain and call the childs within that. So let's just stop here. All right, so let's continue where we left off in the previous section. So what we have done, that we have simply selected the AutoNet VLAN 250. Then we went in the action, edit, and then in that edit section, we want to attach, we have saved this configuration. Same thing we want to do with the border gateway as well and the leaf 2 as well. Although if I scroll down, you'll see that leaf 2 E1/2 you'll see that leaf 2 is leaf 3 and leaf 2, they're already actually deployed. Right, so we don't need this for leaf number 2 and 3. What we want here is this, that we want this for the border. So let's see, the switch contains BGW. Okay, BGW. We want to search this for the border gateway. And the same thing we want to do with the border gateway as well. But for border gateways, the interfaces are not important because they are not attached with any interface. Let's go and click edit, attach VLAN 250, save and go next. Save. So now we have 3 devices which are in the pending state, leaf and the border gateways. Now we'll select it. We'll go and click deploy. Once you click deploy, you can go and see the configuration item that you want to push. So what we are pushing, that the leaf 1, you can see the VN segment, the context, the EVPN configuration, the interface VLAN, and the configuration and the BGP configuration, and good amount of configuration, right? So almost 57 lines of configuration that we want to deploy. Right. So once we'll go and deploy this configuration, after that, we can go and verify the topology, and then we'll go and check the connectivity as well. So in that case, now the server connected with leaf 1 should go and reach to the server connected to the leaf 2 and 3. Right. So that connectivity testing, we can do it. So it is completed. Now close this. Let's go back to the main fabric that we are in. I can go to the topology as well. Now we are in the topology. Now we'll see this is like this. And yeah, within MST, we can go and double click. If you go to MST, you can see this topology like this, right? So DCI, the fabrics, how they are connected, the configuration parts, part is showing red, right? Now next what we can do, that we are good at this point of time, it should sync to green. Actually, it is not synced properly, seems. Okay, recalculated and deploy. I'm doing the redeployment at the moment. Then we'll go to the switch, and then from the switch connected to servers connected to the switches, we'll go and do the ping testing. Out of sync. Maybe it is not pushed when I have done the configuration. So that's why it is showing like this. This is still not pushed. So I should go to these devices as showing out of sync. Let's try to resync. But yeah, we should follow all those steps all along that we are following to complete this task. Still it is out of sync. Okay. And that's why it's not showing green. It should show you green. Otherwise, this is out of sync. That's why the BG ones, they are out of sync, and that's why it is not showing the green status. Now what we can do here, we can go to the server, and we should have the IPs for server as well. So 10, 10, 10, 10. should go and reach 10, 10, 10, 11, right? So server 1 should have server 1, right? Where is server number 1? We should in site 1, server 1. Let's try to ping 10, 10, 10.11. That is our multi-site configuration. If everything is working, it should go and reach there. It seems that everything is not correct because it's not synced. That's why it is not working. That we can go and verify. Show IPBGP all summary. And I can see that few of the BGP sessions are in idle state because they are not synced properly. They are in idle state. That's why it is not working. The reachability is not there. So while doing this integration, the redeploy, configure and redeploy, that option was there. That should be sync, otherwise this error will come. Okay, no worries. What I'll do that I'll go and reconfigure the fabric one more time. I'll go and break all those fabrics, reconfigure it, and then we'll go and reach to this particular step, and it should go and ping. Okay, once we complete that, then we'll go and check the further task as well, right? And then we'll complete all those modules. So let's just stop here. Let's perform all the tasks that we have done so far in single video. So all the steps in one lab. Let's go to the NDFC and build everything from the scratch. So let's log in here. And if you have watched the lab videos, the same steps I'm going to perform here. Let's close this. We'll go to admin console. Once we are here, you can go to the services, open it. So what we need to do, we have to go and create the fabric. So we'll go and create the fabric for site 1 and site 2, and slowly we'll add the switches, give the device roles, and all those steps we'll go and perform. So this will be brownfield site 2. Site 2, we have brownfield deployment. Let's go and choose the template. It's loading. We know the AS number is 65002. The rest of the configuration is okay. Then we can go to the resources where instead of 10, we'll go mark everything as 20. Make this 20. And here also 20. Then we have this backup option. So let's go to the configuration backup, hourly backup. Let's click save this. Once this is saved, and then we'll go and add the switches. So it is saving. We'll wait till it gets saved. And then next phase is to go and add the switches. So let's wait for a few seconds. Now we are here in the fabric. I can go and open the fabric. Once we'll go and open the fabric, I'll go inside this fabric. So let's go inside the fabric, go to the switches and add the switches. Now the seed IP we have 198.184.201, username and the password. And let's discover it. So now it will go and discover the border gateway, spine 2, leaf 2, and leaf 3. So all these got discovered. Let's add the switches. Once the addition of switches will done, then we'll go and define the device role. And then we'll recalculate the config and do the deployment. So now this is in progress. It's going on. Let this happen. Meanwhile, I'll go here to the link where I have the devices, and you can go and log into the devices. So spine 2, and then we have leaf 3 and leaf 2. I'll come back to that section. Let's go back here to the lab. So addition of switches done. Let's go back to the switches where we have the switches. We'll go and select the devices. We'll go and set the role. So here we are setting the role as a border gateway for the border gateway. And then it will ask you that you want to recalculate and deploy. Yes. I want to recalculate and I want to deploy this. So go to action, recalculate and deploy, and this deployment is going on. Meanwhile, let me go and log into the other leaf switches that we have. So we can go and verify certain things from there. So let's do that. Okay, now you will see that this is done. Now the same thing, oh, still it is going on. It's taking some time. So let it be happen. We can pause the timer. Let me pause the recording for a few seconds. So I found that deployment get failed. So what I have done that I log into this border gateway and enable the feature set bash, run the bash, and then I have run this command sudo kill the ppm. And then again, I'm doing the redeployment. Now, if this will get failed one more time, then what we can do that we can go and reboot the switch. There are some lab bug in this particular switch, and then we'll go and redeploy this. So we can see that till 25% it is going good. We can wait for a few more seconds. Actually, it will take 2 minutes here to complete the process. So we'll wait here till this get completed. Now you can see again we have error. So you can see unexpected error. Please check with Cisco tag. Receive output have some syntax error. Please check the entry. Please retry this, and if it persists, then check with the tag. So this error we are getting. Let me go and reboot the switch. So meanwhile, this border gateway is rebooting. Let's go and perform the task with the rest of the switches. So let's go and select leaf 2 and 3, and their role is leaf, recalculate and deploy. So let's do the deploy for leaf number 2 and 3. We can wait here till this redeploy will happen. So now here they are telling that SSH company ensure LAN credential. So this switch, okay, switch number 2. Okay, so it is redeploying to switch number 2 as well, which is rebooting at the moment. No problem. What we'll do that since switch this border gateway 2 is rebooting, let's go to the spine, and within the spine we can go and set the role to spine. select, and then do this. We can go to the spine and let's try to recalculate and apply for the spine. Let's see things, how it is working. Because this is still in progress. So what I will do meanwhile, I'll go back behind the scene and I'll reboot leaf and a spine as well, because we have to redeploy, actually reconfigure and deploy everything one more time in this brownfield environment. So let me go and reboot the switches and then do this step one more time. All right, so I have rebooted all the devices. Let's go and recalculate and deploy it. Now let's see if we get any error. So that is in progress. It's going on. We can wait. Still it is in progress. So now you can see this reaches to 45% and processing underlay. 2 of 4 leaf 2. 2 of 4 devices is going on. So that means the device number 1 is done. And then it is on leaf number 2, and then it will go to 3, and then this spine. So it's going on. The point being here is this, that NDFC will not go and change any of the existing configuration. So in this deployment, it will go and change only the, means it will go and write new configuration that we can go and verify in the side-by-side configuration comparison. So once this process is completed, then I will show you that how you can go and verify the pending configuration. So it's almost done. Now, once we reach here, you will see that still it is loading, and you can see out of sync, and you can see out of sync and some pending configuration 81 line and all. So if I go and click this pending configuration, you will see that now it will go and add these lines. So EVPN and VNI, it will not go and change any existing configuration, but once we'll go and push this configuration, it will go and run all these VNI. You can see VNI configuration, all these standard configuration, interface VLAN, VRF, all these things, right? So over the leaf, we can see that we have 81 lines expected. Border gateway, what lines it will go and add to the border gateway, that we can see in the side-by-side comparison. So SNMP part, it will go and add SNMP configuration and maybe some right configuration or something. It's not showing here. Okay. So now what we'll do, we can go and click deploy all. So let's go and deploy all these configurations. So this part of the fabric, once it is completed, you will see that it is done. Further, we can go to the fabric and topology. So let me close this. I can minimize this. We can go here to the topology. Within topology, we can double click to this brownfield site, and you can see that this is synced. Everything is green, so configuration is synced. Now next, what we have done earlier, that we have created the VRFs and the network. So now what we can do, that we can go to this fabric. Let's go to the fabric. Within this fabric, we can go to the interfaces and we can go and create the attach the templates and also those things we are going to do. I can go and search here interface that is equal to Ethernet. And again, this is just for information that how we can go and attach this. This I want to attach with the with the leaf switches. So let's do this. So we can go to leaf number 2 and leaf number 3. Just to showcase that we can go to the action and edit. And these things were explained in the earlier video as well. And then we can go and attach a policy. So we can go and attach a policy related to the trunk. And then different options we have. So you can see that BPDU guard is no, MTU jumbo, and all those configuration. Click save. Now these line entries will get pushed. So let's go and deploy it. Further, we can go and log into this switch and we can verify this particular interface. So let's go here to this place where we have leaf number 2. And we can check the interface E1/6 showing no switch port, no shutdown, but once the configuration will get pushed. So deploy the config. And then if you go and see here, you can see that this configuration get pushed here, right? So again, this was just for the information purpose because you'll see that it is not connected. This interface is up, but operationally it is down. Okay, now we'll go and quickly import the VRF. So let's go and import the VRF from the downloadable folder that we have. And then we'll go and import the, oops, some warning, it is, let's go and check this. Import. Should be VRF. Okay. Invalid. Oh, that's the thing. So the fabric that I have created, whose name is not the same. So that's why it is showing this error. Let me go here. Let's open this with the notepad. Notepad++. Let's change the fabric name in the script. Okay. Let's search the fabric name VXLAN, EVPN, and 4 matches. Brownfield site 2, that's the full name. Let's see how many matches we have and then I'll go and change this. Count. Okay, 4 matches. So what we want, what's our fabric name that I want to change with? So our fabric name is BF site 2. All right. So what we want here is this, that we want to replace this with BF site 2. Make sure that is your fabric name. Yeah. Replace all, 4 replacements. Done. Save this. Now let's go here to NDFC and import. Okay. Right. So it's done. Likewise, we have to go here to the other network import as well. And we can go and change it. So here also we can go and do the replacement. Replace all 7 occurrence. Save it. And then we can go and import that. So before doing this, we know that once we have done this, we have to go to the network. Once you are inside the network, you can go to the, you can search for the leaf, right? And within the leaf, we have to go and search a network, which is, so you can say leaf, which is my network. Everything is my network. Let me show you all these things step by step. So here we are. We have the network name 300 and 250. And now we'll go to the, this will go to leaf number 2. Leaf number 2, if you go and check the network name, so your network name for leaf 2, we can see that this is E1 to E1 to deployed. We just wanted to import the network and we want to attach here to the network. That's the thing we want to do. And if you go and check the earlier video, you'll find that. So network also will go, the first one. Oops. Okay. Now we have imported the network. Now we'll go here to attach network and we'll find where leaf 2 is there. So switch contents leaf 2 or leaf. Okay. And then it's a little bit slow to load. So now you can see so many leaf 2 here. We want to search this VNID, network ID 3005. Once we are inside this 3005, then we can go and click the edit. And in this, I want to change this to 450. Save this. Likewise, I want to do the same step for leaf number 3 as well. So let's go and change the filter. Leaf number 3, switch contents, leaf 3. Okay. And in leaf 3, This network belongs to leaf 3. Edit, attach 450 to this interface. Save this. Now once you do all these save, so you can see this is in pending state. What we need to do now, that this pending configurations we want to deploy. So now the deployment is in progress. It will tell you that what lines of configuration it will go and push to the leaf 2 and leaf 3. So here you can see leaf 2. What exactly we are pushing here with the new configuration. So here you can see we have created a new networks profile VLAN. Okay, different verbs we are creating, and then we are pushing to the devices, right? So now this way we have completed the brownfield deployment. Now, similar fashion, we can go and create the greenfield as well. So let's do that. So let us continue and do this fabric number 2 deployment. So I can go and create the fabric. This time I'll give the full name, because with same name, we have some verbs and network. EVPN, green, field, site 1. And let's go and choose the template. So in this easy fabric, what is the AS number? AS number we have 65001. So it should be correct. 65001 is the AS number. Let's just scroll down. And below also you should see that should have 65001 everywhere, right? So we'll go and make sure that ASN is 65001, and in the advanced also, if you scroll down, it should show you all these parameters with the AS number 65001. Site ID 6500. All right, and then configuration backup, hourly backup, save this. So now the fabric will get created. Once we'll go save and deploy, and then we have to go and add the switches. So now I'll go here. Let's double click to this. Open this fabric. Go and add the seed IP for the switch. So add the switches. .101. Username and the password. And discover this. Now it will go and discover all those 3 switches that we have: a spine, leaf, and border gateway. And then we'll go and select the device role as well. Now it is telling that it is unreachable. That means the IP that I have given should be correct. It should be 198.184.101. 198.184.101. Why it is showing unreachable? Okay. Maybe something is wrong. Let's go and try to add one more time. One 198.184.101, that is correct. admin and the password. Discover it. Not reachable. Let me go and reboot all the switches in the back, and then I'll come and start the discovery. Rediscovering the devices after reboot. Oh, I can see only one is there. Let's add this. Seems I need to go and add these switches one by one. Still, it is rebooting. And discover it. Once the discovery is done, so you will see that now leaf is there, spine is there. And what is the IP? Let's go and check the management IP of this border gateway. The MT0103. Okay. So 103. Added management. Even you can see DCI. DCI will go and check later on in the other fabric. So we'll go and add this border gateway 1. So that means that within this particular fabric, we are adding these three, right? Still it is in discovering. Once it will get added, it will show you okay, okay, okay. Now, what we want here, we know this point of time is this, that we should go to this and go to action and set the rule. So set the rule to border gateway. Okay. And set the rule to spine. And then go on top, recalculate and deploy. Again, it will take some 2 to 3 minutes to sync the configuration, right? Once the configuration will get synced, that means that our fabric is done, discovering of switch is done, setting role done, and then the configuration with respect to fabric to these switches also done. Now next, what we'll do as per our video, what we have done earlier, that in the leaf 1, we have one server connected. So we'll go back. We go here. We'll go to this E1 leaf 1 E1/2 and put the configuration here. So we'll go and do the configuration for leaf 1 E1/2. Meanwhile, let's wait till this configuration will get synced. You can see now it's 46%. Now second of 3 switch, that is spine. It's taking time. No problem, we can wait. 60%, we can wait for a few more seconds. It's going on. Now you can see the configuration that is going to be pushed. It will calculate and it will show that these many lines, I want to push it. Right, so still it is generating that. We'll wait, and once it will go and generate that, then we'll go and push the configuration. We are still waiting. Now you can see these many lines. deploy this configuration. A little bit slow. Okay, I'll wait. Let's wait. Let's this completed. And actually the push of configuration is going behind the scene. So it will go and push the configuration. Let me refresh the page. It is a little bit slow. You can wait for a few more seconds. So now you can see that config status in sync, and the discovery is okay. And if I go here, you can see mode is normal. So now it has been pushed. So we can go to the interface where we are looking for the leaf interface. So that interface also I can go and search equal to Ethernet 1/2, because here I want to configure the leaf E1/2. So once we are here, you will see few of the devices having this interface. I can go and click edit what you want. This is interface access host. And in this, what we want to do, these configurations, click save. And this is saved. Now we can go and click deploy. So leaf 1. So let's go here to the leaf 1 E1/2, right? So let's see the interface E1/2. And now you can see this configuration has been done here. Now you can see these lines, expected configuration, and we are very much done here. Okay. All right. So what we can do now, we can go log into the device. We can check the CLI configuration, but from this fabric perspective of the fabric 1 and 2, we are done. We can go back to the topology now. And here you can see that we have site 1 also. And let's see the config sync. Everything should show you green. Leaf 1 is still in progress. It's showing blue. But once the configuration will get synced, everything will show you green. Later on also we can go and check this leaf 1 configuration. So let's do this thing. Let's go back one more time. Let's go to this, reach here, and interfaces should have interface Ethernet 1/2. And now this video is becoming little bit big. So what I will do, that I can go and split this. Later on in the main video, I will go and join the videos. So far we have created the fabric. And we try to connect those fabrics as well. Great. Seems everything is okay. Things are okay. Somehow you see that this expected config that we have is not syncing. I don't have this option called apply option. So I've done this manually, but it should have this expected configuration there, right? Let me close everything. Let's go back to the main topology that we have within the NDFC. We can go to the topology. We can go to site 1 configuration, but the configuration is there, so no problem on that. All right, so we have created the fabric 1 and fabric 2. Now we have to create one more fabric that is for the DCI router. So let's go and create one more fabric that will go and join both fabric 1 and fabric 2. So let's go and create one more fabric here. Create the fabric. And we'll go and give the name as a core 1. So it's a little bit slow to respond. This is core 1 and this is the external fabric. So for external fabric, you don't have to give too many variables. Let's go here and choose it. It will come, it is a bit slow now. So we'll go and add this. Choose the external fabric from this drop down. Select. Now, once we have this external fabric selected, we can go and give the AS number. It's very, very slow. I need to go and restart all the devices. So once I'll create this fabric, I'll go and reboot the devices. Seems it is very, very slow. So let me stop this recording here and we'll go and reboot the devices. All right, so let's select this external fabric. And here we have to give 65003 because this is for the external fabric. Rest everything is okay. You can click save and then we have to go and add the devices here. So let's go and add the switch. Already we have actually discovered, but anyways, I'll go and put the IP here because DCI we have seen that it is there earlier in earlier discovery. So admin of the password, it should be very fast because already device is discovered in previous discovery phase. See this, add this. Once it will get added, then we can go and define the role. This role will be core router. So we'll go and define the role. And then it's already added. So here we are. Let's go and set the role as core router. Core router, select. And then we need to recalculate and deploy. So we don't have that option, but anyways, if you see here, you'll see that everything actually is got synced now. So what we can do, further that we can quickly go to the topology, and now you will see that we have the core. Oops. Now you will see that we have the core that is connected with these devices. Let me go back to the fabric one more time, to the core, to the switch, because this switch is deployed and the role is core router. So that's fine. We have created 3 fabric. Now the next thing is this, that we have to go and create the multi-site. So let's go and create one more fabric for multi-site domain. So MSD, the one, and this will go and add the template for multi-site fabric. Add it. This time you will see that in the generic parameter, everything is okay seems. But here in the DCI, I'll go and give the centralized to router server list. Let's go and give the server list 100 multi-site underlay fabric. We can go and check mark this. Oops. The ASN number is 65003. Let's save this. And now once we are here, what we need to do that we can go here and add the child fabric. So add the child fabric one by one, right? Select this and you have to recalculate and deploy. So once we do for this, then we'll go and do for the rest of the fabric as well. So once this is done, you can see 29 lines. And these line items are very interesting because this is for EVPN multi-site. Okay. You can see EVPN multi-site fabric tracking. And then you will see rest of the configuration. Oops, let me scroll up. Loopback 100, tag, underlay routing, multi-site border gateway, loopback 100, route map redistribute with the tag, then redistribute direct route map. So all these 29 lines get deployed. Oops, still it is in progress. Then what we'll do, that will go and add a rest of the fabric as well. So let's go and add the site one, and then we'll go and add the other as well. So this time also you should go and recalculate and deploy. So once it is done, then we have one more. Let's go and deploy all, because this will get synced here. Once it is done, I can go and close this. And then final one, the core. This also we should go and recalculate and oops, is in progress. Still it is in progress, so it's going on. Once everything is done, and then we can go and verify the network attachment for one of the leaf. So we'll wait for a few seconds. And we are very much close to this section. Hardly it will take 5 to 6 minutes from here to done everything. Please use switches screen. Out of sync. Border gateway 2 and border gateway 1 showing out of sync. Let me try to sync it. Still it is showing out of sync. Gateway 1 and gateway 2 showing out of sync. And this is gateway number 2. Let's go here to gateway number 2. Some of the configuration just to complete this lab, I'm putting manually as well because could not get the data. Not bad. Hmm. Can I copy and paste? Copy, paste. Is not working from Ndfc. Interesting. Because it is not syncing these configuration and oops, copy and paste is also not working. Somehow I need to sync this configuration, which is not syncing here. And you will see that unable to deploy it because it is not syncing. So we have some issue here now because this configuration should sync. Otherwise this lab will not work. Even trying to copy this, these 21 lines, but I'm unable to copy and paste. So what I will do, I'll go and manually push this configuration because anyways, I want to make sure that this should work. Okay, wow, so here it is working. That's great. So let's close this. First, border gateway 2. So let me try here this configuration border gateway 2. And from here, I'll go and paste to this. Could not get that, not, okay, no problem. I have the devices here as well. Let me go and open border gateway 2. It will be little slow, but it will come. Reconnect. It's coming. Okay. Because this is open otherwhere. So let me go disconnect and reconnect here. All right. So border gateway 2 has 31 lines of configuration. And border gateway 1 having 21 lines of configuration, which is not synced. So I'm manually putting here. Config terminal. Okay, anyways, so now it is there. Let's go back to Ndfc. Even it is not synced, but it is there in the device. Now it is in sync. And these are synced. Right, let me close that. So the thing is this, that sometimes if it will not work, you can sync like this. Okay, so now what we will do that we can go to this particular fabric. With this particular fabric, if we go to the network, because now everything is part of this fabric, and in this, I want to go and attach the network attachment with leaf 1. So leaf 1, we have a network 3001, this one. Here I want to attach this particular host, and that will be VLAN 250 to E1/2. That's correct. Save this, it will go and generate the line configuration line items. This is successful. Later on, we'll go and do the deployment. Same thing we should go and do with border gateway 1 and border gateway 2. So 250. Let's see this. Edit. And because they are not connected with any of the interface, so that's fine. We can go and save. Attach the VLAN should be 250. Save this. Okay, 250 is the default. Now we can go here to the action, and any pending item will go and get pushed. So leaf 1 E1/2, and these border gateways, they will go and push the configuration, and everything should be in sync. When everything should be in sync, then we'll go and test the connectivity from the server. Has some issue, border gateways 2 and 1. All the time they're not syncing, they're showing out of sync. How many lines? Okay, no problem. This is border gateway number 2. And this is border gateway number 1. Should be synced from NDFC itself. Now once it is done, let's resync it. It should show you 0. It's calculating. Calculating 0. And this also should show you 0. Now the final thing is this, that we can go and verify the connectivity. So now I'll go to server 1 and try to ping to server number 2. So let's go back to the lab where we have the devices, where we have the server number 1. Here it is. Let's connect it. Come on. And then ping to server number 2. And it should ping because now the fabric is working, everything is connected. And we should have the reachability. So if everything is attached, share an interface E1/2. Okay, no problem. Interface E1/2. Some syncing problem is there. MTU is there. The spanning tree BPD guard is there. Edge is there. No shit. Run interface E1/E1/2. It is showing this configuration because this is attached from the Ndfc. Let's go back here. We are very much there. You can see this is showing out of sync E1/2. Let's go and try to sync it. Okay, it's calculating. How many lines are out of sync? What? Everything is synced. Why it is showing out of sync here? E1/2. Let's try one more time. Edit. And port type access VLAN 250. That's right, right? Same thing we want. Now let's go here, recalculate and check this. Please use switches screen to deploy the deployments. Everything is sync, 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 sync. Nothing is out of sync, out of sync, out of sync. Still it is showing pending. And since it is showing pending, so that's why this is not reachable. What we can do here quickly that we can go to any of the leaf. Because this part is deployed. So if I can go to this interfaces, you'll see that this is deployed. I'll show you that. Should have this VLAN 250. As per the attached deployment. So what I'm telling here is this, that if you go and check the configure state, you can see deployed for leaf 2, E1/2 is there, which is deployed. And even for 3 also, you will see that it should be deployed with some other VLAN. Okay, no problem, but it is deployed. But here it's showing pending. That's the problem we have. Although manually I have put that information 250. And if you go here, oops, 1/2, there also 1/2. So this is 300, that's right. And if you go and check that's 1/2, should be 250. That's the desired configuration as the final push, right? fact that I reconfigured all the fabric, and now once everything is connected, if we go and first of all, let's see the IP. The IP is 10.10.10.10. So if you go and ping to 10.10.10.10.11, it should have the reachability. And if you go to the DCI router, and if you go and check the BGP configuration, now you can see that we have full-fledged BGP configuration. If you go and check show IP BGP all summary, you will see that we have BGP peer relationship is up and running. Right. So we have done the full-fledged fabric configuration. Everything is done. Deployment is done. So now you can see that they are connected and they are working well. So here also, if we can go and check the BGP connectivity. From here also, if we can go and check show IP BGP all summary, you will see that BGP should be up and running, and you can see that type 2 and type 5 routes that is received. Everything is up and running, right? And likewise, you can go and check BGP gateway, the border gateway within the, where is gateway number 1? So we can go to gateway number 1 as well. And here also we can log in, we can verify the BGP configuration, and then we can go and check show IP BGP all summary. So BGP should be up and running. And that's why you can see here that we have the reachability. So this way we have done the verification. Let's just stop here.
Hi everyone, thanks for listening this message. In recent times, we got messages that do we have any program, any course where we can go enroll and we will be very much eligible for the job market. What does it mean? That if you go and check the IT portals, you can see that you have different course packages for CCNA, then CCNP, then firewall, then cloud, then automation, etc. Right? So what we have done that we created one program for those engineers who want everything at one place and they are new to the market, or maybe they want to enhance their skill set. So we created such program, Joint. Joint is something like job-oriented internetworking training. Now, in this program, you can see that we have added CCNA routing switching, cloud virtualization part of VMware, CCNA or associate level wireless knowledge, Cisco Meraki, Google Cloud associate level knowledge, not entire course, but how much you need to get clear in your interview, or when you are working on this cloud environment, you are not new to that cloud environment. Then Python, then routing switching, ASA firewall, and then we are adding firepower as well. So not only ASA firewall, but next generation firewall. Then we are going to add Cisco SD-WAN, Cisco DNA, etc. Like what we want, that we want to make this course as a complete package course, in terms that once you go and complete these areas, you can write in your profile, in your CV, that you know these technologies. And apart from that, not only this course, once you go and use the Joint 9, that's the code here. And if you apply, you will get maximum 85-86% discount on this course. So not only that we are offering the discount coupon, but apart from that, we are giving the lab, EVNG lab. So whoever will go and join this particular course, they will go and get the EVNG lab as well, so they can practice routing switching, right? So what you need a solid foundation, solid course where you can gain the technology knowledge. Then you need the lab environment where you can go and do hands-on practice. And then you can go and add these areas in your profile and go for interviews and all, right? So on other word, in simple words, I can tell this thing that if you go to Udemy or YouTube, I have so many different courses I created just to obviously earn money. So many courses I have, but this is the only course I created actually for the IT professionals, actually for you, where I want that you can go and get the job. That's why I have added whatever I have 15, 16 years of training experience. I have added all the best things from there. In terms of that, that you gain knowledge, whatever gray areas you have, someone knows networking, don't know automation and cloud, someone knows networking, they don't know firewalling technology, security areas. So that means that you can go enroll this course, gain the knowledge on those areas that you don't know, or suppose if you have only 1 or 2 years of experience, then you can start this journey, complete the entire course within 5 to 6 months or maybe 3 months, and then add these things within your CV profile and get the job. So this is something like job oriented or career oriented training that is going to help you to get the job and right knowledge to showcase in your profile. All right. Thanks for watching this video.